Dr. P.R. Jayashree, Assistant Professor, Department of Statistics, Presidency College, Chennai. P.R. Jayashree has done her PhD from Anna University and MBA from Alagappa University. She passed joint CSIR, UGC, National Level Test for JRF and Eligibility Test for Lectureship in Mathematical Sciences. Has also done her postgraduate diploma in Computer Management. She has 17 years of experience in teaching and published 14 research papers in international and national level. Has presented, participated and organized conferences, workshops on SPSS and Torah software. She is a life member of Tamil Nadu Statistical Association and Indian Society for Probability and Statistics. At present, she is guiding 2 research students of Madras University.
Welcome to UGC lecture series on mathematical sciences. Today we are going to discuss about large sample test. In that we are going to see about the difference of 2 sample means and then significance for population correlation coefficient, significance of population correlation coefficient and sample correlation coefficient, and then test of significance of 2 sample correlation coefficients. So we are going to deal with some illustrations. So we are going to take some examples on all these tests and then we are going to see in this lecture. The procedure for hypothesis testing. So in my last lecture I have seen what is large sample test with the hypothesis testing. So we will see the procedure of hypothesis testing. What we have to do is we need to frame 2 hypotheses here. One we call it as the null hypothesis, the other one is the alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis is nothing but we need to have a hypothesis, that is the statement about the population and the sample with of no difference. So if it is of no difference, then we have an alternative hypothesis which is a alternative to the null hypothesis. So you need to frame 2 type of hypothesis here. One we call it as a null hypothesis, the other one as the alternative hypothesis. So next step is to frame the test statistic. Statistic is nothing but the sample constant, we call it as the statistic, and we are going to test on this one. So depending on the type of test, this test statistic will differ. So if for example in my previous lecture we have seen the test statistic for testing a single mean, that is testing the population mean along with the sample mean. So x bar minus mu divided by sigma by root n. So always this test statistic, what it has is the difference between the statistic, that is the sample constant, and the expectation of the statistic divided by the standard error. And as I told you, standard error is nothing but the standard deviation of the sampling distribution. So sampling distribution depends only on statistic and you need to calculate the standard deviation of the sampling distribution to have the denominator of my test statistic. So test statistic always contains the test, that is the statistic what we are going to test minus the expectation of the statistic divided by the standard error. So after framing the test statistic, we need to calculate the test statistic and we call that as the calculated value. So after calculating this calculated value, what we need to do is we need to compare this calculated value, table value, and this table value is corresponding to the sampling distribution. So whatever be the test we are dealing, we are going to have a different sampling distribution for different type of test. So what you need to do is you need to calculate the table value depending on the sampling distribution, and you have T tables, you have Z tables, that is standard normal tables, you have F tables, chi-squared tables to see the calculated value corresponding to that sampling distribution. So after finding this table value, what we need to do is we have to compare the calculated value along with the table value. So if the calculated value is less than the table value, accept the hypothesis, otherwise reject the hypothesis. So based on whether you are accepting null hypothesis or not, based on that you have to infer on your test. We look into the difference between means. The purpose of this test is to test whether there is any significant difference between 2 sample means. That means I am going to take 2 samples from a population and I am going to test whether there is any significant difference between those 2 means. That in that case my null hypothesis will be mu1 is equal to mu2, that is my sample means come from the same population. My alternative will be either it could be a 2-tailed test or it could be a 1-tailed test. We have already seen in my previous lecture what is two-tailed and what is one-tailed test. So, I will repeat that one. If you have a not equal to sign, whether it could be less than or greater than, then it will become a two-tailed test. If you strictly have a less than or a greater than symbol in your alternative hypothesis, then we call that as a one-tailed test. Suppose two samples are taken with sizes n1 and n2 from two different populations. So, either you can take from two different populations and you can test whether they are equal or not, or you can take from the same population. In that case, my test statistic will be Z is equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by square root of sigma 1 squared by n1 plus sigma 2 squared by n2, and this always follows a normal standard normal variate which is with mean 0 and variance 1. The procedure of any testing of hypothesis is to frame the test statistic. So, what we have done is we have framed a test statistic for the null hypothesis which I previously stated. If the sample variances is not given, so if you see in the test statistic you have sigma 1 squared and sigma 2 squared. So, if your sigma 1 squared and sigma 2 squared are not known, then we can replace it by the sample variances. Assuming that the samples from the same population, the estimate for the sample variance could be made like this, that is n1 minus 1 into s1 squared plus n2 minus 2 into s2 squared divided by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So, here only if your sigma 1 squared and sigma 2 squared are not known. This s1 squared and s2 squared are nothing but the samples variances. So, if you have your s1 and s2, then it will become a standard deviation. Here I have s1 squared and s2 squared, they are nothing but the sample variances. So, in the above test, what we have calculated from the test statistic, we call it as the calculated value, and that is your mod Z. Generally, in testing of hypothesis, what we do is we calculate the calculated value from the test statistic and we used to compare with the table value of Z at alpha percent level of significance. And as I told you, here n is very large, that is large sample test, and alpha is the level of significance, and which is also called as probability of type 1 error. So, the procedure goes like this: if I have my calculated value less than the table value, then we generally accept the null hypothesis, otherwise we reject it. Let us see an example. A company conducted a sample survey in two districts A and B, taking 400 salesmen in the sample, that is 400 salesmen we are taken from the district A and from district B. So, we have two samples with the same sample sizes. The average sales in A and B are 2500 and 2200 respectively, with the standard deviations 400 and 550. So, here we know this population standard deviation as 400 and 550. So, we have already known about the standard, we are not going to calculate the standard deviation from the sample. Test whether the average sales is the same in the two districts at 1% level of significance. So, we are going to compare the two means of district A and sales means of district A and district B. So, these are all given, that is my district A sample mean and this is my district B sample mean, and as I told you, this is nothing but a standard deviation of district A and this is a standard deviation of district B, and these are my samples. We are taking two samples to be same, that is the sample sizes are same in two districts. The null hypothesis here is mu1 is equal to mu2 against mu1 not equal to mu2, and here we are going to have a two-tailed test. So, the test statistic here is x bar minus, either you can take x bar minus y bar or you can take it as x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by sigma 1 squared by n1 plus sigma 2 squared by n2. So, I have substituted my values here to get my calculated value, and the calculated value of Z is 8.82. So, the procedure is we have to compare the calculated value with the table value of standard normal variate, and for a standard normal variate two-tailed test at 1% level of significance, it is 2.58. So, the calculated value here is greater than the table value. So, if the calculated is greater than the table value, we need to reject the null hypothesis. So, therefore, the conclusion will be the average sales are significantly different. So, they are different for two districts A and B. So, next we will go upon the test of significance for population correlation coefficient. So, we are going to test whether the population is correlated, population values, that is the bivariate values are correlated or not. So, if you take a bivariate value in my population, that is X and Y, and if I want to test whether those two X and Y are correlated or not, you can have a Z test for that one. So, H1 will be the population is correlated. So, rho is nothing but the population correlation coefficient. If I want to test my population correlation coefficient, I need to take a sample of observations, that is my X and Y, a bivariate value. I need to calculate my sample correlation coefficient and I denote that as small r. The test statistic for this is Z is equal to mod of r into square root of n divided by square root of 1 minus r squared. And as I told you, this also follows a standard normal variate with mean 0 and variance 1. So, the procedure is, if the calculated is less than the table value, then accept the H naught, otherwise you need to reject it. We will see an illustration for this. A sample of 64 pairs. So, as I told you, you need to take a pair of observations, because we are going to calculate the correlation coefficient, we need a pair of observation. So, 64 pairs of observations are taken and they have calculated the correlation coefficient as 0.2. Can we conclude that the sample belongs to an uncorrelated population? So, we are going to test whether the population is correlated or not. So, my null hypothesis will be the sample belongs to an uncorrelated population and the sample belongs to an correlated population. The test statistic is given by Z is equal to mod of r into square root of n divided by square root of 1 minus r squared. So, in my problem, my sample correlation coefficient is 0.2 and the sample values is 64 and my r squared is 0.2 the whole squared. So, I need to calculate this Z, which is nothing but 1.63. So, after I calculate this one from the test statistic, I need to compare that with the table value, and the table value of Z, that is standard normal at 5% level of significance, and we have seen that it is a two-tailed test, the value is 1.96. So, if my calculated is less than the table value, I need to accept my hypothesis. So, if I accept my hypothesis, then the sample belongs to an uncorrelated population. This will be my conclusion. So, the conclusion here is the sample belongs to an uncorrelated population. Next, we will move on to the test of significance between the sample correlation coefficient and the population correlation coefficient. Suppose a sample of n pairs of observations xi and yi are taken from a correlated population. So, we are assuming that the population is a correlated one. So, in the previous test, what we have done is we do not know whether the population is correlated or not, therefore, we need a test for that one. Here we are assuming that to be a correlated population. To test if there is any significant difference between the population correlation coefficient and the sample correlation coefficient. That means here what we are going to do is we are going to see whether this sample values, that is my xi and yi, are coming from the same population or not. So, this is equivalent to saying that this sample is coming from this correlated population. Let rho be the correlation coefficient from the population and r be the sample correlation coefficient. So, we are going to compare this rho with r. We are not going to say that rho is equal to 0 or not equal to 0 in this case. So, in the previous test, what we have done is we are testing whether the population is correlated or not. Here we are assuming that the population is correlated and we are going to compare that with the sample correlation coefficient. So, for that we need two estimates Z and Z naught for the test statistic. In Z, what we have to do is we have to take 1 by 2 as log of E into 1 plus R divided by 1 minus R. Z is nothing but half into log 1 plus R by 1 minus R to the base E, and Z naught is 1 by 2 log of 1 plus rho divided by 1 minus rho to the base E. So, if you see the test statistic, The test statistic is nothing but z minus z naught divided by square root of n minus 3, and n is the number of samples we have taken. So, if the calculated, as usual in the test procedure, if the calculated value is less than the table value, you need to accept the hypothesis, otherwise we have to reject the null hypothesis. In this test, we are going to test whether there is any significant difference between the sample correlation and the population correlation coefficient. Suppose a sample of n pairs of observation xi and yi are taken from a correlated population. So, if you see here in the previous test, what we have done is we have tested whether the population itself is a correlated one or not. But here in this test, we are going to assume that the population is correlated, and we are going to test whether the sample values taken from this correlated population is correlated or not. Let rho be the correlation coefficient from the population and r be the sample correlation coefficient. So, we are going to test here h naught is rho is equal to r against h1 rho not equal to r. So, the test statistic here is z minus z naught divided by square root of 1 by n minus 3, and z is nothing but half into log 1 plus r by 1 minus r to the base e, and z naught is half log of 1 plus rho divided by 1 minus rho to the base e, and small r is nothing but sample correlation coefficient, whereas rho is nothing but population correlation coefficient. So, as the procedure says, if you know the test statistic, just find the calculated value from the test statistic, and you need to compare that with the table value of z, and this z is nothing but the standard normal variate, and you compare that with the table value of z, and either you can accept or reject your hypothesis based on if the calculated is less than the table, accept, otherwise you reject it. So, we will see an illustration for this. The correlation coefficient in a sample of size 100 was 0.7. Test the hypothesis that the correlation coefficient with the population correlation coefficient is 0.6. The solution for this is given population correlation coefficient as 0.6, sample correlation coefficient as 0.7, and the sample size is 100. So, I told you we have to calculate z value and the z naught value. Z is calculated as half into log of 1 plus r by 1 minus r. So, here I need to convert the log value to the base 10 value here, and if I convert that, I have to multiply that by 3.026, and I calculate my z as 0.6931. So, if you see here, we need to calculate the z naught as we have calculated z value, and half log of 1 plus rho divided by 1 minus rho, and if I want to convert that to the base 10, then I need to multiply that by 1.1513. So, I need to calculate all this value of z naught, and I put it in my test statistic. So, z we have already calculated, put the z value here, z naught value here divided by square root of the sample size 100 minus 3. So, which we are getting as 1.742. So, if I compare that value, my calculated value as with the table value of z at 5% level of significance, and if you see it is a two-tailed test, the value is 1.96. So, the calculated value here is less than the table value. So, if you see your calculated value, it is 1.7, and I compare that with the table value as 1.96, then you need to accept the hypothesis. So, the conclusion here is the correlation coefficient is with a population, the sample correlation has come from the population correlation coefficient with the value 0.6. Next, we are going to discuss about the test of significance between two sample correlation coefficients. Suppose two samples are taken for sizes n1 and n2 from a correlated population. So, in the previous test, we have seen that only one sample is taken from the population, and we have a test for the sample correlation coefficient with the population correlation coefficient. Whereas, in this test, we are taking two sample correlation coefficient from the population correlation, and then we are going to test whether they are equal or not. So, let R1 and R2 be the two sample correlation coefficients taken from the population correlation coefficient rho. To test the samples belong to the population with a correlation coefficient rho, and my H1, that is my alternative, is the samples do not belong to the population with correlation coefficient rho. So here we need to calculate two values, that is Z1 and Z2, and Z1 and Z2 are half into log of 1 plus R1 by 1 minus R1 to the log base E, and my Z2 is half into log of 1 plus R2 divided by 1 minus R2 to the base E. Here if you see the previous test, the difference between the previous and this test is, there we have R and rho, here we have two sample correlation coefficients, that is R1 and R2. So we have the test statistic like this, instead of Z minus Z0 we have here Z minus Z1 minus Z2 divided by, the standard error here is 1 by N1 minus 3 plus 1 divided by N2 minus 3, which also follows a standard normal variate with mean 0 and variance 1. So let us go for an illustration for this test. Two independent samples are taken with sizes 39 and 52. So if you see the sizes here, the sizes are 39 and 52, which are large samples because they are greater than 30. So the pairs of values we have taken, that is 39 pairs are taken and 52 pairs are taken from the same population correlation coefficient, and the population correlation coefficient here is 0.6 and 0.7 respectively. Are these values consistent with the hypothesis that both the samples have come from the same population? So we are taking two independent samples from the population 39 and 52, and we have calculated the correlation coefficient for these two samples as 0.6 and 0.7 respectively. So whatever it is given here in the problem is R1 is 0.6, R2 is 0.7, N1 is 39 and N2 is 52. So my null hypothesis here is H0 is rho 1 is equal to rho 2 against my H1 rho 1 not equal to rho 2. Against here we have a two-tailed test, and as I told you, we need to calculate Z1 and Z2. Z1 is half into log of 1 plus R1 by 1 minus R1. R1 we have already seen, it is nothing but R1 is 0.6. By replacing R1 by 0.6 here, and then we have to convert this to log to the base 10. So either you can use the calculator or computer to compute this log to the base E. We are getting Z1 value to be 0.6931. Similarly, we are calculating Z2 value as 0.8673. So we need to put those two values in my test statistic. Test statistic Z is equal to mod of Z1 minus Z2 divided by square root of 1 by N1 minus 3 plus 1 by N2 minus 3. So if I put these values, I am getting my Z value, that is my calculated value, as 0.7943, and we have already seen that this is a two-tailed test, and the table value at 5% level of significance is 1.96, and the calculated value is only 0.79. So this value is, the calculated value is less than the table value, therefore the H0 is accepted. So the conclusion here is the samples have come from the same population. So we will summarize whatever we have done in this lecture. We have seen what is large sample test, that is if the sample size is greater than 30, and all these tests we have dealt in this lecture are all large sample test. So we have seen about test for difference of two means, and then test for correlation coefficient, that is whether the population is correlated or not, and we have seen the test for population correlation coefficient and the sample correlation coefficient, and the test for two sample correlation coefficient. So now we will see some questions based on the lecture. The first question is, the mean heights of two large samples of 1200 and 1900 members are given. So the mean heights are given as 67.5 inches and 68 inches respectively. Can the samples be regarded as drawn from the same population with the standard deviation 2.5 inches? So if you see here, the population standard deviation is given, and we are going to compare the two mean heights. That means we are going to have a difference of two means. The next question is, two independent samples of sizes 40 and 52 pairs of values with correlation coefficient as 0.43 and 0.58 respectively. So that means here two sample sizes are given which are large samples, and the two sample correlation coefficients are given. So test whether there is any difference between 2 sample correlation coefficients. I hope you can answer these 2 questions, because we have already seen the test statistic for this. Just you need to find the test statistic for these 2 questions, and you need to compare that with the table value to conclude. Thank you.